Most importantly, your weapons and tools will be kept here. It is to your liking.
It's perfect.
In that case, I will leave you a quiet moment to familiarize yourself with everything.
To stifle the black journalistic reporting and freedom of expression. Perhaps further fanning the flame, it portrays Ross as somebody who has painstakingly created his public persona to be that of a major drug dealer and gangster, but is in reality a former correctional. Plans and victories rolling Rick Ross in the full document here that is a lovely salting of 11 envelopes. Can we just think about it? All Ross wanted was for everyone to stop talking about that picture of him as a CO. This one, take a good look at it. Rick Ross got so angry at this picture, he took all of his voice and he beat up Vlad. All because of this one picture. I mean, what about? He's such a boss. He's such a boss. Figuring around in the battles. Face embarrassing. Anyway, after a long period of back and forth, the lawsuit was settled in DJ Vlad's favor with a modest settlement of $300,000. And only $50,000 of that went into Vlad's pocket as compensation, with the remaining $250,000 being punitive damages Ross was ordered to pay by the court as punishment for what he did. Okay, so I realized after I recorded this, just why Vlad's cell zone was so much lower than the $4 million he was asking for. Remember that interview where he told Angela Yee that he went back to work the next day after the beating?
Yeah, you heard.
Well, in Vlad's recent interview with Charlemagne, he actually revealed that this interview was used against him in court.
I can't say that will affect him based on interviews I've done with Angela. You know, I mean, it was played in court. So, I'm going to shut the fuck up.
Yes, this probably led the court to think that his supposedly mortal injuries probably weren't quite bad enough to warrant the $4 million bag he went to work the next day. I'm sure many people can appreciate the irony of Vlad incriminating himself in an interview for months. Rick Ross responded to the verdict, thanking his attorney, seemingly taking the $300,000 settlement down from $4 million initially as a big W, even though in that statement he said he planned to appeal for this city but didn't see what would happen. Meanwhile, on Vlad's side, he was finally free to speak on the situation, addressing it after claiming the W was court, saying, as an individual that covers breaking news in the hip-hop world, I am grateful that the jury punished Rick Ross for setting me up, when all I was doing was covering the news and making commentary. Hey, look, it's W. No $4 million, but it's W, and that's what's important to me. And this is particularly important to me, because you know what Vlad was doing? He was standing up to
The Grand Prix Coffee produces hives about the face and causes fit men to walk with a limp. Avoid the primitive muck water. Drink fine East India tea, the elixir of gentlemen.
What's the meaning of this?
I don't know, man. They pay me to say what I'm told. I can't even read.
Where is your employer?
At his warehouse, no doubt. Please don't hurt me.
Since this concern Vlad remains pretty plugged into about what went down already in the surrounding events, but he has increased his security, famously telling Adam 22 now that he could have gone on him in an interview to get shot in the head.
Yeah, man. You look at him, you get shot there.
Fair play. In contrast, however, the effects of this incident echoed throughout Rick Ross's career for the next few years. Eventually, he was forced to publicly acknowledge that was indeed him in the photo, going on to various interviews saying that yes, he took that CEO job as part of some sort of gangster operation.
Eh bien, quelle jolie... Vamos là.
Picture Rick Ross.
Eh bien, quelle jolie robe, vamos là.
Once again, even losing the force, he continued to pump out in media appearances.
Don't kill me! What do you want?
Stop slandering the Grand Prix's reputation. Close your deceptive booth, clean the money of your insipid handbills, and issue a public apology.
Oh, All right. I'll apologize. I swear.
What's this? Coffee? How are you feeling? A touch nervous? Itchy?
All right, look. I'm desperate. I can't keep my slaves from escaping. I lose money every day. And all my stock is in tea. If everyone starts drinking coffee, I'll be through.
Anyone who keeps slaves deserves to lose them. Next time, remember, far worse things can haunt a man than lost business.
All right, then.
Obviously, very lucky to have gotten away with this without much worse than paying $300K. And it's one of the very few reporting skills that associated. Now he's lucky that he didn't get criminally prosecuted for this crime. He's about to lock himself up. Well, guess I'm not going to the ozone waters here. Bye.
Pardonnez-moi, mademoiselle.
Gerald, I'm hearing about disappearing slaves again. I thought we ended that with Gouverneur Dabadi. But it happens again, and not...
One of the hardest parts about scaling an e-commerce brand is maintaining consistency while increasing creative volume. After all, we know that creative events and targeting the focus marketing. Eventually, your brand is the founder of the brand no longer first to review every ad, campaign, and creative asset before it launches. That's usually when things start slipping. Like messaging driven things, the visuals become inconsistent, the brand starts taking across multiple different platforms. And we have robust video systems optimized for speed. Integrity. That's when Marketer.com was built differently. Inside the platform, creative workflows will connect to systems designed to protect your visual identity and creative standards while your output scales. I want to show you how it works. So, let me demo. Bad content name has been for the last 5 years, up until now. Takeda's AI Kentist unleashes over 200 specifically trained agents to attack your application the same way a hacker or a pen tester would. It applies things like business logic and justice approach based on the responses. This makes it fundamentally different than just adding some AI to a traditional desk scanning tool like you said. You get the results of a real pen test, but at a fraction of the cost and the time. Schedule your AI pen test today at keto.dev.
Yeah, even after all that, still signed to him. You know what we doing today. But before we get started, you know what I need? Subs, likes, hypes, I bet. Man, how many of y'all is out here right now? I got something for y'all, and it's called Current. I'm actually jacking the app, and that's why I partnered up with it. Current is an online banking app. You can get up to a $750 paycheck advance if you qualify. The Build card helps you build up to 80 points on your credit score in like 6 months. Do it right there. You got fee-free overdraft. You can get paid up to 2 days faster by switching over to direct deposit.
Simply come here when you need to travel abroad.
And you got 24/7
business will
live
cover
support.
any
Right now, they're giving out 75 cash to anybody that uses my QR code or my links. Once you scan the QR code, go through the motions, it'll take you right to the sign-up page. Once you finish with everything, just order your current card. Once you unlock that promo code, that's when you get your $75 bonus when you switch to direct deposit. If you're going through it, if you're stressing over your money, you ain't getting your drink fast enough and all of that, don't worry. It's got you covered. Oh yeah, this episode is on some bullshit time. Yeah, it is. You wanna know why? Shiesty ain't learn a goddamn thing. Listen, he got an album coming out in 2 days, All Eyes on Shiesty. Y'all remember All Eyes on Me by Tupac? Classic album, great era, great moment. But this album, All Eyes on Shiesty, man, this nigga's bugging. And let me tell y'all why. Look at this picture right here. You see what that says? 1017/Atlantic Records. So you mean to tell me, all of this, you are still signed to him? You could have been out here fighting in the free world to get out your contract with all the same money you spending to fight for your freedom. I want to go through this record, Last Man Breathing. I ain't gonna lie, this song is hard. You can't front. I'm not gonna sit here and lie in front. I actually like the song, but it comes at the worst point in time. See, people are so conflicted about using lyrics in court. And I feel as if you ain't got no court shit going on, you ain't got no cases you're fighting, you should say whatever you want in record. But right now, you have your back against the wall. And this is where creativity lacks. Because he's saying some real shit about his life, but this shit is too real. See, Shiesty's reality is playing out all over the news, and nobody thinks that this nigga's innocent. We talked about it 100 times because of this.
Let them know you dropped it. I dropped it. I'm saying, them checks and dropped it 10-17. Shout out. Real, and nowadays, for me, but none of this, bro. Tell them what's going on. So we just did it, and done what you do. Job. You said you want to get your job.
How many times have we seen that video of Gucci Mane being held in duress, saying that he's letting Pooh Shiesty out of his contract, and months later, they're putting out an album under 1017. That got to be the dumbest shit you could possibly do in your life. Now, I want to go through this song, Last Man Breathing. Fuck with the song. With the lyrics, when art imitates life, and you got a case coming up, you might be fucked. You can try to fight as much as you want that they shouldn't use your lyrics, that this is all artistic expression. But how far can artistic expression go before we say you really living about what you rap? See, the prosecutors don't give a damn about your life, don't give a damn about your family, all the money you make, all the money you stand to make. They already exposed the fact that Pooh Shiesty wanted his masters back. We all understood, at least I understood, that he didn't do anything to earn his masters. That Gucci Mane was trying to put him and do right by them.
Yeah, Shiesty, still on the way. 100%. Yeah. Shiesty, I got big plans for Shiesty. Yes, that's what I've been waiting on, Shiesty. Yeah. So I'm finna go up. I got big plans to put out too. I got just executed everything right on time. It's very exciting times now. I've been waiting on them, I can't lie.
He wanted to get out of the situation, which now has not only him, but his dad, his best friend, and a bunch of surdies facing their life in prison. Now let's go through these lyrics. To start out myself, I was talking about my dream, sweating back in my back. I swear to God, niggas snuck up. It's like Scarface got done. I went to sleep watching a movie, drunk. I had a gloves there, now we got commissary in the morning. Feel the walls getting closer, my release date slowly coming. It's getting my 175, we getting out when we turn.
A carriage just passed. We can catch it at the bend. I'll race you.
I like Pooh Shiesty as a rapper. But man, I would have retracted a lot of these records, a lot of these balls. I would have rewrote a lot of that shit. I'd have said, yo, listen man, pick another song for the single. Let's carry on. I beat so many niggas up, I clutch every time I feel funny. Only one step away from freedom, but I still can't go for nothing. At the rate my millions going, I might get $1 billion quick. Police keep running in my cell, talking about they smell a wick, but I don't smoke. If you trying to find my cell phone, he ain't slick. Niggas don't want to sell me a knife, I'm tucking my lock in it. Change the to the last bars, unless you been in the pen. See, I got my men on security and security. Seem like
I recognize these people.
Y'all ain't really missing nothing. But now his ass is back in jail. Tell me how that makes sense. You start off rapping about how it's close and all of that, and now you get out, and you done hit the streets and you out here, and now you telling niggas behind the wall they ain't missing nothing, because ain't shit going on. You know, it's a lot going on for Shiesty. Avengers Doomsday dropped December 18th. We just got confirmation in San Diego Comic-Con that we get the Ghost Rider film. We just seen Spider-Man brand new day. They dropping new APs. Berlin Chop House still got fire food. There's a lot going on out here. You might just be speaking about Memphis. And if that's the case, you not only need to get out of Memphis, but the Memphis mindset. And he did. He was in Dallas when he got into all the bullshit he did. Now, I don't even want to go through the second verse because it ain't really hitting on that.
She's escaping.
I will say the chorus. You know, since I got my first button, spanking been easy. Gotta be the last motherfucker breathing. Should have shot blank ass again. Till he was dead, he's still free. I bet he the last motherfucker.
Now's our best chance. The highest ranking man I've seen is a Teniente. He's lightly protected, but the forge is so big, we'll need to be smart to find him. I think we can handle that. Oh, one thing confuses me. What would the Spanish want with the people of Saint-Danger? Why them? Why now?
This isn't the first time I've detected irregular activity around the Spanish. When they were first taking over, I stumbled on a plot to control the gouverneur and divert slaves to some underground project.
And
I thought I made sure it wouldn't happen again.
let's go make doubly sure.
Never went to prison again. And not only that, his family ain't gotta go through it. Now, we got to be dropping this album. And the album is how many tracks? 16. One is a bonus. That just recently went platinum. And Pooh Shiesty is cash out. We can't dispute that. Regardless if you listen to his music, has a demographic of people that's going to support that shit. Pooh Shiesty is super real for himself. And he's the epitome of keeping a real goals wrong. Because what was you thinking, bro? You had all that time. All that time sitting there. Stage is there, right? You ain't even get enough time to be an artist out here. You ain't even get time to have enough experience within the industry to know what you like versus what you don't. But you get out and you go right back. And not only do you go right back, but you bring your pops with you. And your pops is out of his mind too. That's what it is. That nigga's got the opportunity of a lifetime. Not to hurt you, man. But just to have something that you can. See, there's hundreds of thousands, damn near millions at this point of songs released on DSP. From independent artists, distribution signed artists, major signed artists, everybody putting out work. And Pooh Shiesty is in that very, 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 very slim percentage of the motherfuckers that matter. And also, the people who are next up. See, Lil Durk is also fighting for his life, and he's about to go on trial for murder for hire in the next, I think, 2 weeks. Both of them was on the song Back in Blood, and now they both fighting for their freedom years later. But Durk, that nigga was basically out the picture for a minute because of his legal status. He has to have his day in court as well. But Pooh Shiesty could have easily filled that void of what the streets needed. He could have easily been that guy to be the next one up. Sure that the streets still matter. But also represented change. But you niggas don't want to change. Y'all just want to catch right. And then not just him, but so many people that's living that life blame it on the white man. Oh man, these conditions. I have arguments with certain friends who feel like the reasons why niggas get into the bullshit they are is because they live in the hood. And they ain't supposed to be in the hood because the white man put them there. Nigga, niggas just want to see.
She's weaving!
I was that people that have oppressed us and implemented all of these laws and all of these systematic ways for us to be held back. But we got more information and more access to more shit than we ever need. And we still make these excuses. See, Pooh Shiesty won some battle. And that battle wasn't against nobody but himself. Remember when T.I. made that album, T.I. versus Tip? And it was who he was and who he was known as versus who he was becoming. You gotta pick a side for yourself. See, a lot of y'all niggas don't get tricked by y'all. Y'all trick yourselves. Not only do you trick yourselves, you have to bring more people for the ride. And none of those people that came along for the ride, you got enough heart to tell you that you're wrong. You got enough heart to tell you that shit you ain't got anything going on because I'm going for this whole thing. See, that's the problem that we have out there. It's afraid of responsibility. It's afraid of afraid to stand for something more. See, it's easy to catch a job. All you gotta do is emotions. All you gotta do is not get to wait what could possibly happen.
I suppose interrogation.
Quick turn and say, nah, fuck that. I'm standing on that. I'm standing on. And while you're standing on that, whatever that is, there's going to be people pointing and laughing. Yes. Look at you. Look at the nigga with the egg on his face. Look at the clown. Look at the bozo. Look at the person who threw their life away for what? Pooh Shiesty is potentially facing the rest of his natural life in prison because he's in prison and ain't playing that shit, especially with these rappers. He's been out here making money, being with his family. It's alleged that he has a kid on the way. He could have been doing everything he possibly had to do. But now, it ain't nothing but Jack Blacks and checks, spinning the yard, push-ups, and arguments, and CEOs running around talking about how you wasn't the person that you say you are.
Bro, what the f? If that happened at Victorville, the most notorious federal prison, is that in Beaumont. Like, that in Beaumont is this. Like, 1,000%. If 3 motherfuckers died there, like, if there was what he said, a race riot, it actually would have been on. So he was a wheelchair pusher for a BMF associate. So when he's a wheelchair pusher, you know what he's there for. Like, he's paying for protection. Magically, he was only in the yard for a couple months. He got popped in the UA, and he went to shoot. And when he served his time, his ES time for being there for a drug test, he refused to go back out to the yard. In that world, it doesn't matter if you're a gangster, it doesn't matter whatever world you go by. When you're done with your segregation time, you're supposed to walk the yard. And it doesn't matter if you are about to, if you don't have a bad jacket, you're supposed to hit that mother. You go out to the compound. That's what prison is.
It's our long day. And that must be a lesson for all of y'all. Don't be Pooh Shiesty. Don't be a nigga dumbing them down because you want to see him. Everybody should just respect you. Be the person that has the willingness to take a moment and think. Because if you don't think, that could be your last 3 quarters. That's what it is. I'm trying to say how y'all feel. Another person got I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I'll be doing nothing. See, if I would have been back, if I would have been back there, which I tell me to try to make this about doing something about me, how we want to I'll catch you on the next one. This audio,
Change the way you record podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice-generating technology.
That's funny is if I go on my page, on my Instagram, because everybody talking about W Method, it's W Method till I drop the receipts of text messages that y'all would be cloned.
Oh.
Images, and just everything, bro. Like, shit that's y'all don't, I'm not the signed to NDA.
Oh,
she got the scared about that, scared of me. Ooh, when I'm talking about, y'all know I'm talking about Tamari.
We go to a restaurant after I land back in LA, I see a hickey on her neck. Sir, where did you get that hickey from? Because I haven't seen you in a week. She sat right there playing dumb and said, oh no, I'm all over the phone, they want to look at me. She finally breaks and tells me that she's seen a whole nother guy. They went out for a date, they ate food, she got kissed on, while I was telling her on the phone how much I wanted her to be my girlfriend.
Now this relationship drama is the type that I can get into. It's the thing when you see them two figures touching. Now, I know what you guys are probably thinking, Omar, didn't you say the last time we covered relationship drama that it's nobody's business? We don't have a right to say anything. We don't need to make commentary and videos about it. Yeah, that was based off speculation. That was when we didn't know anything and people were being parasocial. That's but if people give us the information, that's the package that we're reporting. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for us in the community here at the Unemployed News Network. Now, back into the video. Contributor T Banks, or TV Banks, as a lot of people know him, recently in a relationship with Zach LaVine. Yes, NBA All-Star Zach LaVine's sister Cameron. And a lot of people had criticisms about their relationship beforehand. Whether TV Banks goes about making content surrounding relationships has always been a question. We'll get into that a little bit later into the video. But I say this to say it's truly going to rock the airwaves when a girlfriend of his on the internet says that she's gonna speak it off. She's gonna sell all the allegations, send all the pictures, send all the messages because she didn't sign an NDA like that. Some are even their speculation. Some big sports fans have been saying that she was on a 20v1 dating show Valentine's. Now, in the content creation world, this should be all fair game, but it seemed like this was real. So real that Cameron Levine, his girlfriend at the time, had to address it.
It's possibly going on a 20v1 tomorrow. I don't really care to expose anybody. I'm going to be so real. No, like I'm being dead ass. And there's like, I don't know, explain there's more to the story and shit. You know, like, no, I'm not just exposing this segment. I'm pretty sure he is, which is fine. But there's a lot of shit that y'all just would be like, damn, that poor ass girl. Not saying it's really poor me, because I'm not gonna have my own faults, and I can't come on here and show y'all everything I need to show. And if I'm going to lay down shit straight and stand on shit, I gotta be able to show shit, bro. Because y'all ain't gonna believe me. But when I pull up threads and y'all see y'all favorite creator, that person that y'all looked up to so highly, and y'all see someone for who they really are with other people, that changes the light and how you view that person.
Now, every time I hear these relationship content creator, internet dramas and stories, I sit back and I reflect a little bit. The weirdest dynamic in this one is the weaponization of audience. Now, it seems that T-Banks and Cameron have a lot of internal issues that should remain within the relationship for what it's worth, but for some reason, the way to broach this is by bringing this to a community and trying to play on the heartstrings of an audience. Particularly in the fact that it is left so vague in the beginning as to what was done, what wasn't done. We live in a world where people are more pessimistic than optimistic, so when you leave those things for interpretation, people are already going to jump the gun and say, hey, this person placed hands on me, this person did this type of stuff to me sexually, this person cheated on me, this person did all these different things. The reason why they know that they can get that off is because they know that this person is a public figure. It's almost like you have to be first in this game in order to win, and you shouldn't be trying to win in a relationship, whether it's going into one or breaking up. And T-Banks understands that. He understands that people on the internet are ready to jump to conclusions, more importantly, jump down people's throats about where they stand, what they've done, which side they're on. And even though there is validity to that, because you don't want to be supporting somebody who could potentially be abusive or harmful, it also can be harmful the way that people weaponize others' communities and spread out these little lies to people who are very influential. So he tries to jump the gun and set the standards straight about all these things in his response to his ex-girlfriend.
This shit is all over Twitter, this shit is all over TikTok, and this person only went online to fucking hurt my career. There's nothing for her to gain by telling her side of the story. You don't do YouTube, you don't stream, your family's already fucking taken care of. There's no reason for you to go online and sit right there saying I'm gonna expose him other than to fucking hurt me. And this is not the only time she's going to go on. I video of her saying she's gonna go on the internet to expose me. Expose what? A story between us? No matter if I'm fucking cheating with you, cheating about what happened. These niggas don't need to fucking know. This is between us. This is private. She knows about fear of love. She knows about niggas post me saying I don't give a fuck. She knows this shit gonna come back on me. If I fall off tomorrow, if I get allegations on my name, she's still taken care of. Y'all have y'all life to go on. My life is fucked up. I lose my car, I lose my dog, I lose my apartment, I lose my brand deals. I go back to being fucked up in life. And what the fuck does she lose from this situation? Not anything.
Wait, did I hear that right?
Y'all have y'all life to go on. My life is fucked up. I lose my car, I lose my dog.
Why would you lose your dog in any situation? T-Banks so far is absolutely correct. I don't think this infidelity is something for internet conversation. If this was something that was done in open and public, then maybe we can have conversations with it. Like if somebody caught him in the club kissing somebody, or if, you know, he was out with somebody on the town that wasn't his girlfriend and all that stuff was caught, that's a different conversation. But saying that he cheated in the past tense and then we're here to this day and now you're coming back weeks, months later, whatever the case may be, and attempting to expose it doesn't really do any sort. It makes sense to me. I start to listen to how he proceeds to handle his business, his relationship, post her claiming that she was going to expose him. It seems as though there is a conversation about things that they both did in the relationship, fine and dandy. But just as you are asking her to not expose that stuff, why would you not expose what she did?
We go to a restaurant in Portland, LA. I see a people over there. I asked her, where the fuck did she get that from? She said, right there, playing dumb. I said, oh, no, what the fuck are you talking about? And look at her. She finally breaks and tells me that she's seen a whole nother. They went out for a date. They ate food. She got kissed on while I was telling her, look, I was going to be my girlfriend. First, for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I ended up finding out she was texting her ex back and forth while laying on my bed, while sleeping over, while we were being out of the Her ex was texting her phone, and she was texting her ex back and forth. At this point, I had my hands with all black. So she would sleep over, she would wake up, first thing we do, she would see her ex texting her. She would text me paragraphs. She was texting her ex at my house. I told my ex because she told me that she wanted to apologize. Only unblocked her after I see she was communicating with her ex. So I said, no, this is not they didn't unblock this. Maybe she won't be here something. So when it happened was the same week that she met this guy, they got kissed on. She went and had a conversation with her ex at a restaurant and on the same fucking street. She went and see her ex and had a conversation with her. Then she sees this guy. Then when I found out everything, I came home and I never know I was her whole I was eating. She was emotional. She won't be these real super thick clothes and stuff. She was my friend. Anyway, I had to find out that nigga cracked her, lost her phone because he found out that she lost her car. I wanted to make sure she was okay. All the same thing. He said, man, I expect you to be about someday. I expect you to flower. You didn't do anything with taking out the nigga over from his gut. Alright, she kind of broke up. She constantly posting her up. She had written us. And the day she got a car accident, she was the boss and had to be in other niggas' sections. Covering me this fucking table and sitting in motherfucking problems. Give me a motherfucking letter and so she put in like, yeah, she was going to explain you about Sunday. But during the whole 2 weeks, that same night, she was going to a club. I don't know if she was going to be on she was going to a club. I don't know if it was middle where she had seen that crazy ass on her old shit snap. She's on the Instagram. Your old shit, you know, I don't think your old shit slightly. But yeah, you're mad because I'm slightly like old guys and you expected me to buy you flowers because I have no relationship. Then she will I said, these will be true. And I'm sure if I make sense, that's what you want. But I'm all flowers to go on. They think it's you know, or I know it's if I close my hands, my feet, my feet, and I'm going out the road this shit, I'm going to sit in the road. And I'm going out the road to 21 times. I'm doing what?
For the life of me, I can't understand why we feel like we have to complete these different things and expose this because it doesn't make anybody one, it makes Cameron look bad. I guess if you have this concept about like cheating being bad, you know, you have that morality clause.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes T-Bags
nah.
You don't need to know that you had all this stuff happen to you.
I can't hear you. Yeah.
T-Bags will want us to know any of this sort of stuff, but it's because he is trying to play this slash audience.
Just make sure the AC stays on. One way to make sure it stays on is to push it up and down. So 76, 70. Don't touch none.
Red flags,
Then you might.
which is weird because
Like if it's on sleep mode, you put power and you turn it up and down. You just press up and down the temperature to make sure it's up. So it's going to be feeling like today, put it in tomorrow night. Until 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Alright.
She would be constantly altering backhanded compliments.
I don't believe one upset the
and one thing surprisingly was first and foremost, T-Banks does have consider a toxic relationship. If you kind of referenced that at the beginning of this video, where he's always kept his relationships online and that relationship with his ex is he's built up this identity as somebody who is a toxic girlfriend is going to get you alone talking to in the car on the way. That reference about the EPA in the beginning of the video, this is the same ex-girlfriend that he made sign that. And what I would probably highlight is a manipulative tactic, not to act signing an NDA into a relationship and how he went about doing. I think part of the reason why is to cover up some of the off-camera stuff that going down in the relationship. I signed this NDA because he threatened me to actually was going to break up with me if I didn't sign the NDA and I wanted to be with my man. Just alright. Because he's scared about the real stuff that really happened in our relationship. Y'all are protecting this man that literally embarrassed me and made me look bad anytime he died. Anytime he fucking got he has NBA, it's not that it asking about the NBA. Don't know anything about NBA. Look, I'm not here to listen because these are heavy allegations that people are attempting to lay onto the internet. For what it's worth, we just don't have that. Whether it be the NBA that's stopping us from getting it or just the black woman speaking it, I think that's fine. But because he's campaigning to support Republican people, there's a ton of videos out there on teammates as to how he deals with the women that he's in relationships
He was like, yeah, I keep waiting to be this. And I told him, I was already crying all the rest of his album. And I never seen it. I was like, oh, man, I was about to throw the shit. I was like, I don't embarrass me.
It's not a competition. Come on, bro. That's just money. Yeah, they clip my ass. And they say I look chopped. I see it clipping me on the head. Like, they're telling you what the clip now. No, that's like me saying, chop. I say slur. You can't. Keep doing that shit. After I just said, don't do
Always like if you want to line up the Cosmo, it's going to be with a wife. Oh yeah, 4 days straight, of like actual love, bro. I'd say for say, oh my god, you guys all this just like that, bro. That's what they think. You're going to lie. We didn't see nothing good.
The reason why he might be entertaining is based off of what just happened. It's like I said, I apologize to me for his lack of action, communication, or standing up for her in defense of everything that was going on surrounding her. Like I said, I just want to say that you can't be confused with sharing your life with once you share aspects of your life with the world, it can be hard to keep things private. There have been comments made about these relationships and my friends. I want to apologize for not addressing these, but I need to take a step back. Why? Simply because the internet is a vicious place for these people like all out there for them to comment. Because they ask for all these things online. And as soon as they get it, they use it and then weaponize that life against the creators that they asked for this life from. And some people, like Cameron in this situation, know these things. They know that their audience weaponized words against them. That's why these things vague. That's why they address these things. That's why teammates even went to the internet to say these things. Like he was the most conservative, absolutely. Understand why he did it. That happened to Gigi in the past couple of months with all the stories about young boys and everything like that. It was absolutely insane. That was just the first. In order to jump in front of any of that, T-Banks did what any other young commentator, streamer, content creator, influencer would do. He sat down in front of his camera, hit start streaming, and just started talking. He started to talk in defense. Turn it off. To be quite honest with you, I don't think it was the way to go about it. And I always remember that exactly, but it's the nature of the beast that I can't lie. Ultimately, T-Banks does acknowledge how the troll clips can come on and put on to apologize for all the damage that he's done, not only to the significant others, but to his own PR, having that be waiting to his significant others. That's a great analogy. Especially when we get into the conversations about deeply intimate and personal relationship. Everything that you do is to have actual consequences and repercussions. And I do like the fact that T. Banks is acknowledging these things in real time. It is, also acknowledge that he's not going through these things. That's all really can do behind these things and try to be better. I will say that I know everybody's getting relationships off the internet. That's part of the relationship. I told you guys I do not think that is an end-all be-all. Relationships can be on the internet. They can thrive on the internet. They can grow. They can be healthy. Everything's that we see though is laced into toxicity. And every step of the way, it seems as though there was toxicity in this relationship. Whether it was from when they got together, whether it was from arguments in the middle of the now power T. Banks and relationship. I just challenge people who don't be so black and white and stocks and prayers and think that it's on the internet or it's not on the internet. Because at the end of the day, the internet is making relationship unhealthy or healthy. If the cameras weren't on, T. Banks and shouldn't be digging his significant other or insulting her, embarrassing her, whether the camera off or not. Like that doesn't make sense. Making cameras, all this other stuff, different people are part of a relationship. That's just a human nature. That's just making better. That's a relationship.
What are you doing? Oh, no! Oh!
I don't want to mix things up between you, right? But yeah, but we were talking about in the future that maybe there's a world where you would have more than one wife. She understands that. She knows that could potentially come down in the future. What does she say about that?
Like this like situation, like argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is. She packs my condoms when I travel. That's how real it is.
I am so blessed, and I am so thankful to say that I am in a new relationship where I don't have to worry about any of this, and that I met this amazing man who cares for me, who makes me feel so special, makes me so happy, and I couldn't be more grateful for him.
What about these manosphere figures were lying to us about their relationship complexity the entire time? Wait, I did. Myself and other commentators did. Gosh, just a couple weeks ago, the Manosphere documentary came out on Netflix, and while I did think it wasn't the documentary that I wanted to see, one that covered, you know, the actual victims of the lies and scamming that the manosphere to die get off, it did expose something that I thought was extremely interesting. Louis Theroux, the creator of the documentary, goes into depths with some of the content creators that have girlfriends or long-term partners. One of them, our friend Myron, had his girlfriend Angie on, and the interaction that Louis Theroux, Myron, and Angie have exposes the realities behind any of these high-end sales people that exist on the internet. And this shows please make sure you hit that subscribe button. The continuous success of this channel is the only thing that keeps me away from going full on grift. I promise you. Otherwise, I'd be selling snake oil. Now, back into the video.
You have like a rotation of other women?
I wouldn't say a rotation like right now. I do want to get multiple wives. Hey, there's Angie right there.
Should we meet Angie?
Yeah, just keep it short though for her.
Well, this poor girl is like, yeah, we need to talk to Angie, but I don't want you to talk to her for very long.
I say to my friends and like to people that are always questioning our relationship that Myron's somebody in front of the cameras, but behind them is somebody.
Here's the thing with AI agents. They call LLMs, they execute tools, they can run for minutes, even hours. And what happened? We wrote again on the documentary saying all of this is on camera, that's not how he is off camera, immediately.
90% of the personalities that you see on the internet are just that. They're personalities. Made up characters in order to get the consumer to buy into the content that is being produced. So there is the appearance of being more extroverted when in reality you're more introverted. Somebody who is an extreme eater but behind closed doors is a really picky eater. Or even for these manosphere guys, a lot of what's seen on the internet is fake, a facade, a wolf ticket as people say. Now normally when commentators expose these things, it gets under these manosphere guys' skin. Well, I'm here to tell you, I care much about skincare, and that's why we have the sponsor of today's video.
Oh my god, I don't know what am I going to do? I'm so loud. I'm so right now,
His now ex-girlfriend got the opportunity to come on the camera and talk about their relationship. Not only did Angie seem uncomfortable, but Myron even began to backtrack on some of the things they said.
Well, right now it's not going to be anytime soon because I'm just so focused on working, but it can't happen.
Right, it could. You just kick it down the road only for so long. You know, she's put 2 years into a relationship. If that's your long-term plan, at some point those two realities will collide.
You know, that's a bridge we'll cross when we get there. Like right now,
it's so avoidant.
It's something you never know, man. You can always change your mind down the road. Maybe I'll say, you know, I only just want to be with one girl because it would be too tough. You know,
you backtracked on that already. Some people in this part of the culture, right, who are advocates for the idea of like the 1% male, the ultimate masculine, that he's
go for it. Sorry. Also, you can clean up the room too. I need some help out with that. No.
You know, it's awkward though.
No.
Would you pick on little?
No. Angie, like, she's with me and she is.
Now, I want to make a couple of things clear. We know guys like Myron, Justin Waller, and all of these other manosphere guys that claim that they're having sex with all these women and that their wives or girlfriends are okay with it. So those are the same guys that come to barbershops or come to the parks and tell you guys about all the hoes that they get, all the women that they sleep with, you know, and that their girl is okay with it. If they're not, it is what it is. They tell you about how player they are. They got one girl knowing about another girl they don't care about. But behind closed doors, when they get to pillow talk, they're selling wolf tickets. They're selling dreams. Why? Because most people aren't aligned with this type of lifestyle. Secondly, this is not a Cape for Angie video. We saw in the past the type of nonsense that Myron was doing, and she was condoning. It wasn't just about promoting the sexual lifestyle, which, hey, you do what you do in your bed. I don't care about that. It was also the idea of being a misogynist, a homophobe, somebody who was racist, all these other things, and she was co-signing this. But 3, and I think the biggest thing that people should get from this clip is that Angie is clearly uncomfortable with this. So she probably convinced herself that, you know, one day Myron will settle down with her, but fully that convincing was due to Myron doing a bunch of pillow talk. And I don't think that that's any different than his partner in crime, Walter, the other member on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Remember when he got his young woman pregnant, and then we saw the text messages and exchanges between the two, had him around the family, all these different things. And then when it came out that she was actually pregnant, he totally backtracked on all that. I also want to know if there was another scene in the documentary where Louis Theroux goes and talks to the women that cast the women that come on the Fresh and Fit podcast, all the guests and the panelists and stuff like that. Louis proceeds to ask her a bunch of different questions about the setup, how they get the girls, etc., etc. And as Myron notices that Louis is not in the room having conversation with them or monitoring the conversation that they're having with other guests, and realizes that he's backfield with this person on the couch, he quickly sends her a text and tells her that she has to stop talking ASAP. The woman shuts down almost immediately and then says that we can no longer have conversations. The reason why this is relevant to me is because there is this idea that these women go on this show, they're not getting paid in some instances, that they're just on there because they want to be there. And all of this is to set up this image about the Fresh and Fit podcast, these ultra cool, high value males, and how they conduct business, and even in the greater conversation, how the red pill community on this side, the manosphere community on this side, handles their business. That they are so charming, and that they are so witty, and that they have so much oomph about themselves that they don't have to pay to play. They get played. They just get played. Inherently speaking, they get played. But none of that is true. So now that the documentary is exposing the facade that the manosphere community has, it also exposes this stupidity that the young women who participate in this type of content, in this type of lifestyle have. Angie, now Myron's ex-girlfriend, is coming out and speaking a little bit about her experience while dating Myron. And that little bit of speaking is exposing so much more about the complexities of their relationship dynamic.
Capturing a true story for a documentary class assignment. First, I select the right footage, adjusting timing, pacing, now enhance for a cleaner sound, and I have a film I'm proud of.
Imagine being able to sell anything from one platform. All your tools, all your influence, all your creators, everything all connected. Marketer.com, the AI-powered marketing platform built specifically for e-commerce stores that want to succeed. Connect your tools, and Marketer.com handles the rest. Execute, create, and scale your business. To manage a team and constant.
That's me. This is Angie. I'm coming out of my tail on social media. I wanted to be posting more on TikTok. And this is one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. I want to be up the past, but this documentary just came out, and I'm receiving a lot of messages from people just concerned about my well-being and a lot of opinions and a lot of things going on right now. So I want to address something today. First of all, I never wanted to be part of any documentary whatsoever. I was never told or asked to be in a documentary until the moment I was stupid enough to not read a contract in one minute, and that's how I ended in that documentary. So I've been back to producers on email thousands of times, maybe out of the documentary, and here we are.
Let's be clear, this is all Angie's words. No more control, nobody will hire her. There's also for example, I truly the reason why she did not want to be part of this documentary is because it was going to make her look stupid. Just flat out, it was going to make her look stupid. And she was also probably perpetuating and continuing to push a lie to her friends, her family, her else which let's continue on to see this.
Anyway, I've already been through a lot. I've already went to therapy. I've already what they have to say. And I know everybody has their meaning, I know everyone has something to say, but this is my life. And honestly, as of right now, I couldn't be more grateful for it. I am so blessed, and I am so thankful to say that I am in a new relationship where I don't have to worry about any of this, and that I've met this amazing man who cares for me, who makes me feel so special. I couldn't be more grateful.
Okay.
I can finally say that I can see a future with somebody. I'm so grateful that he can see a future with me. Mother, it's not any rollerblading guy or anything like that. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I never cheated on anybody. That doesn't really align with my feelings. I know you all love me too, but that never happened. I want the past to get into this. So right now, I'm so happy. And honestly, I'm so thankful for all the experiences that I lived, every lesson that I learned, and everything that I've been through, because without any of it, I wouldn't be the person that I am right now. Thanks to every one of you that critique me, that has said something about it, because you go through everything. we call it, I do go through every DM and every video and every post, and I can't say it doesn't affect me. It does affect me, but at the end of the day, I believe who I am and who my parents raised. And honestly, I'm so thankful for every lesson.
Angie, for one, sweetheart, Angie basically confirmed the fact that the lifestyle that she was living wasn't for her. She was lying to herself because she was trying to get things and ultimately it not work out. I just think there was a little talking going on. Man, oh man, this is hilarious. You're actually dating a dude who looks like Bradley Martin, and it is the most insane thing in the world. One of the things that I don't understand about the manosphere and these radio guys, the ones that live on these extremes, is they act as though people want this extreme version of a lifestyle. No, they want this extreme version of a lifestyle. For most people yearn for monogamy. Most people yearn for some sort of partnership or relationship with a person. Most people have had the opportunity where they've talked to multiple people at the same time. They understand how much it is, but also they understand that there's a lack of intimacy that comes with dividing relationship. And so while I understand why they feel the need to, perpetuate this idea that they get so many hoes and so many chicks, they have so much sex and fun with the economy, etc., etc. But at the same time, I understand why they never grew out of that childish mindset. It was probably one that put a lot of these guys. But I always maintain the fact that all children just went ahead and lost that young lady. Just longer when they get married or anything else. It's fine, or something like that. It was probably that further with their best as opposed to running around acting as though they're degenerates. Especially because one day, even though people were calling it out in the past, one day we would expose the fact that a lot of people are perpetuating it's actually not true. It's not a real lifestyle that we're living. So finally, after a bunch of questions, DMs, Terry feels like this worked out about Angie and about Mara and about their relationship dynamic. It finally got to that little thing slowly. So chalk it up on youngest. I guess she was still saying some of the most ignorant, disgusting shit with no past. I mean, ultimately, the documentary that Louis wrote it, I really think it makes sense, right? Finally made it clear to her, hey, I'm not living a fruitful life.
I really think in a weird way I have to take Louis through roads because some of these questions, I don't know, like, made me question myself and the future of everything. And that is something that I really hadn't gone before, not as deeply like I did after that. And part of it was he's doing, so there is that.
At this point, it's pretty much over. Mara has been exposed. This lifestyle that he claims that he's living, that's making women happy, is not the truth. And saying that he don't know what's best for them, putting them into a program like this that's not yielding the results that he wants. It doesn't seem to be the thing that he's selling to a new generation. But for whatever reason, he continues down this road path of trying to convince these young, impressionable men that, hey, this is the way you want to go, and that you need to follow this movement and do that. Wait a minute, our design is dominated by men. Yeah, I know, so there's all lines. No, good, honestly, I'm the dictator, of course, and I dictate what I want to get you rich. My dictation line, these notes.
Points from flows to desktops to servers makes scaling growth possible for everyone, but every mismanaged endpoint introduces risk, efficiency challenges, and operational overhead. IT shouldn't feel like a maze of devices, tickets, alarms, and disconnected tools to pay the immediate attention. Ninja One unifies IT to simplify work. One platform to manage, protect, and support endpoints in one place. Reduce spend, boost resilience, and minimize user friction with Ninja One.
It's your interpretation of how you feel and what you think. It doesn't matter what you fucking think. Generally, that's how it goes. I know, like, this is like fucking crazy for people to hear that, but women Dominated by men. It's perfectly still that Myron is willing to go to keep up this facade, even though there's so much that is, mounting up that causing things like things in this content. There's the argument of causing who is willing to disrespect his own parents because he was trying to push this ideology and this belief system.
I mix my ass to make this money to become successful in the gym. Fuck my bitch, that's awesome. Yeah.
These lessons that the red pill community has especially the extremists which are mainly leading so much from it's honestly driving a divide and a wedge between these people. And it honestly, kind of hurts me when I see videos of younger men talk about how much it's Myron Gaines has loved them in their developmental stages.
Thank you. They really are useless. Thank you for about the gym and everything, and just about the weight that me and you spoke about on the weight classes and everything.
But I will say it's not completely going dark. People over the past couple of years have been watching this content, either venturing down the paths themselves and then exiting the red pill community, or watching the spiral and then watching the hypocrisy in real time and are saying, you know what, this isn't the type of lifestyle that I want to live. And now people are reverting back to their natural ways, trying to figure out life without the influence of these guys who truly just want to sell you some sort of ebook or course or get you to pay for their Telegram, in which they pump you with a bunch of fantasy sports and also OF content.
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved. Now I'm happily married. I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier.
Congratulations, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it.
The more men that I talk to that leave red pill, the happier they are. I am never seeing the opposite of men who say, I got into red pill, I fell down the rabbit hole, and I became much happier. Most of the men who are listening to red pill are miserable. Most of the men who listen to red pill are angry, and they hate people, and they hate women. It's just so sad to see men ruining their own lives for the sake of grifters who don't give a shit about them.
I'm just hoping that more and more content comes out, like this video, like Rach's videos, True Almighty videos, Louis Theroux documentaries. Maybe somebody takes a real in-depth look at some actual people who have signed up for these courses and things like that. To ultimately back the red pill community to show people that, hey, this is just driving you into further listening. You think that you have a problem getting women now, but think about if you take the advice of someone like Myron Gaines, who on the flip side in his real life actually isn't making women happy.
Marriage is an antiquated idea that I believe oppresses women and unrefutably has a history and an origination in the oppression of women. So I feel like we're trying to continue to get something to work that is so flawed from its inception, and it's not gonna work. Yes, I am engaged. Yes, I am the same person who made several videos saying that I never had any plans to get married, I did not want to get married, and I do not agree with the institution of marriage.
Human nature is having the ability to change your mind with lived experiences. You don't like chocolate milk? You go out there and you try it a different time at a different location, and all of a sudden it becomes your favorite. But what happens when your identity becomes wrapped around a thought, a movement, an ideology? You base every piece of content that you put out on the internet surrounding that, but then behind closed doors things change and you never tell your audience. One day you switch up on that entire ideology and your whole entire audience gets blindsided. That's what's happening to TikToker MJ Gray, somebody who is anti-men and anti-marriage culture, ended up being engaged to a man
Now, in any other instance, this would be a short video. Hey, a woman changed her mind about something, and the grass is green and the sky is blue. But the fact that she wrapped her whole identity and messaging behind this seemingly grifting idea about this concept makes this so much nastier than we are even talking about online. And it exposes some of the deepest truths about the influencers and why the influencer era is coming to an end. If you do this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's going to go a long, long way. And start influencing people to buy these sweaters. And you guys don't want me to become a grifting influencer, so please show me some support. Genuine audience. We cross 150. Let's go for more. Now, back into that.
The rabbit hole I just went down when it comes to this MJ Gray situation is honestly so entertaining. If you're familiar, this woman built her platform on basically saying that she doesn't want to get married, doesn't like men. Honestly, it even appears she has a deep hatred for men, and I'll be the first to admit that I think that women have every right to have hesitations when it comes to men. Okay? But when you build your entire platform on hating men, telling other women and influencing other women not to get married and to stay single, and then you come forward and say, oh, this is awkward, I'm engaged, it's going to ruffle feathers.
Everybody and their mother knows that in order to get put in these algorithms and in order to see social media success, you need to first niche down. Whether it's basketball, social commentary, politics, finding a lane for yourself is one that can be very lucrative for you on the internet sphere. One of the niches that has been growing in social media has been anti-men content / anti-men rhetoric. Women saying men are all evil, women saying they are decentering men, women saying that they don't want anything to do with men is the new wave that I'm seeing pop up in, what was that, like late 24 through 25 and then now in 2026. It's an interesting oxymoron that some of these people sit themselves in, because on one end they say they want to decenter men and that all men are evil and they don't want anything to do with men, while making that primary content that they make. I think it kind of just doesn't make any sense at all. But the success of these creators hinges on the fact that there is an audience who is looking for some sort of answers, and it's almost adjacent to the Red Pill community. I will get there in 2 seconds, but they are, preying on the minds of people who aren't finding much success in their real world, those that are having bad dating love, those that are running into shitty guys, and even nastily those that are running into